The loud ring of the school bell marked the beginning of another long, exhausting day at Roosevelt High. Students poured into their classrooms, their voices flooding the hallways with chatter. But the second Ms. Langford stepped inside, silence snapped into place. She was infamous, strict, cold, and feared, not respected. Her icy gray bun sat like a helmet of discipline, and her piercing blue eyes scanned the room like a machine, deciding who mattered and who didn't. Her gaze locked onto Malik Turner, a quiet 16-year-old black student tucked away in the far corner. His old, scuffed backpack sagged beside him. He didn't disrupt class. He didn't cause trouble. But in her mind, lazy, she thought. Probably can't even do basic algebra. All right, class, she snapped. Open your notebooks. Today we review last week's equations. She scribbled 3 complex algebraic problems on the board. Students bent over their notebooks, scrambling to copy. All except Malik. He just stared at the board, pencil untouched. Ms. Langford noticed. Malik, why aren't you writing? She snapped. He looked up, calm. Already solved them. The room froze. A few students smirked, whispering. Ms. Langford's eyes narrowed. Oh, really? Then come solve them here. Malik hesitated, then stood. He picked up the chalk. With steady confidence, he solved all 3 equations, perfectly. Every number, every symbol, flawless. By the time he stepped back, the room was dead silent. Ms. Langford's mouth tightened. Lucky guess. Malik's expression didn't change. It wasn't luck, ma'am. And for the first time, something cracked in her, a sliver of doubt. From that day, she made it her mission to break him. Each day, she threw harder problems his way. Let's see you solve this, she'd sneer, writing equations that would stump most college students. And every time, Malik solved them. So she started ignoring him, docked his test scores, refused to call on him, pretended he wasn't there. But Malik never complained. He just smiled, and that smile infuriated her. Then one day, Principal Monroe entered the classroom. Students, he announced, Roosevelt High has been invited to the state math championship. Excitement buzzed. We need our best minds, he said. Ms. Langford, who do you recommend? Her smile was forced. Derek and Paul. A few students blinked in confusion. Everyone knew they struggled with math. Malik's best friend, Zion, leaned over. She's doing it on purpose, man. Monroe looked around. What about Malik? He's gifted. Langford bristled. He lacks discipline. A pause. Malik, the principal asked, would you like to compete? Malik nodded. Ms. Langford had no choice but to accept, and she hated it. Training began. But for Malik, this wasn't just about math. It was about proving he belonged. Langford made it harder. Obstacles, insults, discouragement. This is beyond you, she spat. Don't embarrass yourself. Malik said nothing, just smiled. He studied into the night. Zion stayed up with him. She doesn't want you to win. I know, Malik said. That's why I will. One night, he stayed after class. Langford stood silently by the door. Why do you even try? She asked bitterly. He looked up. Because I can. You think you're special, she snapped. You're just some street kid pretending. Malik stood calm. I don't pretend, ma'am. You do. She flinched. And for the first time, she felt small. The day of the championship arrived. Schools from across the state. Nerves high. Ms. Langford stood beside her team. Derek, Paul, and Malik. Secretly, she prayed he'd fail. But round after round, Malik dominated. Fast. Brilliant. Unshaken. Final round. Malik versus the reigning champ. The hardest problem yet. He picked up his pen. The room held its breath. His opponent struggled. Malik didn't. The buzzer sounded. The judge looked at the answer, then at the audience. The winner is Malik Turner. The auditorium erupted. Langford's world shattered. Days later, she called Malik to her office. She hesitated. I misjudged you, she said softly. I was wrong. Malik nodded. I didn't need your approval, ma'am. Her chest tightened. And the next day, she stood before the class. Prejudice blinds us, she said. And it blinded me. Malik sat quietly. Because in the end, he didn't just prove her wrong. He changed her. and that was his greatest victory.